Now to the final chapter in a story that seems to have captured the imagination of many of our viewers. In the spring we took a look at the Itala that won the Peking to Paris rally in 1907 before it set off to recreate that famous pioneering journey. The car set out from Peking on the 24th of March, 2 months before the terrible events of Tiananmen Square transformed the relaxed and happy atmosphere of the capital. Fiat, the event's organisers, had decided to send the Itala and its attendant convoy of support vehicles on a different route from the original. Prince Borghese had taken the Itala basically on a direct line across the Gobi Desert in Siberia. But this time the car took a more southerly route, through Pakistan, Iran and Turkey, before heading north to Moscow. Now, back in 1907, the Itala had to be hauled by men and horses up rocky slopes where there was no track for vehicles. But 80 years later, they could really motor, so long as the elements didn't intervene. No matter what difficulties the climate and the terrain presented, this immensely strong car took them all in its stride. Just like Ettore Guisardi in 1907, the Fiat mechanic spent 3 to 4 hours a day looking after the Itala, greasing all the moving parts and resetting the ignition. In fact, the rotor arms needed replacing about every 2,500 miles, and 4 new oil pump belts were fitted. But beyond that, the engine gave absolutely no trouble. The rough ride snapped a couple of leaves in the front springs, but amazingly the whole journey was completed on a single set of tyres. Now, considering the quality of the road surfaces, at least when the tarmac ran out, that's a remarkable testimony to the strength of the design, faithfully copied by Pirelli from the one used in 1907. But of course, there were times when the Itala was brought to a halt. The team called in the Pakistani army to clear this slide on the 16,000-foot Khunjerab Pass, just over the border from China. But despite these hold-ups, the Itala was able to average 150 miles a day. Once out of the mountains, the biggest problem was the oppressive heat. Across the Baluchistan desert, it reached 115 degrees in the shade. Iran presented a different picture: smooth roads and the landscape of rich green vegetation among the monumental ruins. Then there was a meeting with the Prime Minister to attend in Tehran before pressing on through Turkey to the Soviet Union. Once in Europe, the going was easier, though the cobbles of Moscow sorely tested the Itala's weary springs. After the usual official reception, it was on again, through the endless towns and villages of Eastern Europe. The convoy was now averaging over 200 miles a day. Now, instead of being met by camels and horses, the Itala was greeted by open cars, cavalcades of welcome, until on June the 24th, it reached Paris. So, after 3 months on the road and nearly 16,000 miles, the journey was complete. This tough old car, with its 80-year-old technology, had done it again. Another extraordinary triumph. Well, the Itala has now returned to honourable retirement in the Fiat Museum in Turin, where it should be safe from vandalism or theft. But the only deterrent, in fact, to stealing the Itala was the very complicated procedure for starting it.